The Galactic Military Academy had 3 rules that everyone knew and followed. Rule 1. Never touch a Russian's antenna during morning formation. Rule 2. Always double-check your translator before insulting someone in the mess hall. Rule 3. Nobody, absolutely nobody, lasted more than 47 minutes in the torture resistance chamber. Yeah, that third rule? It was about to be obliterated. My name is Kelvin, and I'm the training coordinator for the Academy's Advanced Survival Program. I've done this for 16 solar cycles. That's roughly 23 Earth years. I've watched every species in the galaxy break down in that chamber. Proud Thoraxian warriors? 32 minutes. Stoic Prelian monks meditating in active volcanoes? 41 minutes. One Zarian who claimed he could survive anything because his planet had 7 suns and oceans of liquid metal? 19 minutes. And he cried for his egg-mothered S. When Cadet Marcus Reeves walked into my office that morning, I already knew what was coming. Humans had only been part of the Galactic Alliance for 3 years. New kids on the block. Still unprepared for the realities of galactic military life. Sir, he said, standing at attention in that odd human posture. Looked uncomfortable, but apparently wasn't. Cadet Reeves reporting for torture resistance evaluation. I sized him up with my primary and secondary eyes. Average height for a human, maybe 5 feet 10 inches. Dark hair, plain eyes. Uniform crisp, boots polished, that eager look that usually vanished within 15 minutes of the chamber. Sit down, cadet, I said, gesturing with my third manipulator arm. Let me explain what you're about to experience. He folded his hands in his lap like he was waiting for a lecture on stellar navigation instead of a detailed description of systematic torture. The torture resistance chamber. Designed by the Krillix, combined 2 centuries ago. A combination of sensory deprivation, sensory overload, psychological manipulation, extreme temperatures, sonic disruption, and controlled hallucinogens, all aimed to break down the strongest minds in the galaxy that I watched his face. Most cadets would turn pale. Sweat would bead. One Balorian female vomited through her skin pores right in my office. Reeves? Just nodded. Understood, sir. No, you don't, I thought. The chamber will attack every weakness you have. Fears, doubts, traumas. It will find them all and use them against you. You'll see things that aren't real. Hear voices begging you to stop. Convince you you're dying or that everyone you care about is suffering because of you. Yes, sir, he said calmly. My feeding tendrils twitched. Either this human was incredibly stupid or he truly didn't understand what he signed up for. The average time before psychological breakdown. 28 minutes, 33 seconds. The record? 47 minutes. Held by Commander Thra, a Galvian berserker who literally fought a plasma bear barehanded during the Andromeda conflict. Are you still sure you want to proceed? Absolutely, sir, he said. Ancestors saved me, I thought. They were all like this, confident right up until they weren't. Fine, I said, standing. My exoskeleton clicked, a sound most species found unsettling. Reeves didn't flinch. Follow me. We walked through the academy corridors, past cadets from dozens of worlds. Felician students with crystalline skin, refracting rainbow light, stopped their chatter to watch us pass. They knew where we were going. Everyone always knew. The torture resistance chamber was deep in the facility, behind 4 security checkpoints. Regulations required it. You couldn't put a room that breaks minds next to the cafeteria that I tried one last time. Cadet, there's no shame in waiting. You could take preparatory courses, additional mental conditioning. I appreciate your concern, sir, Reeves interrupted politely. But I'm ready. Famous last words. The chamber itself looked simple. Reinforced door, small observation window, control panel. Inside, walls lined with emitters, sensors, projectors. The floor could scorch or freeze in seconds. Air could swing from blissful euphoria to suffocating terror. Sonic generators could target bones or bypass conscious thought. Standard protocol, I said, pulling up the control interface. You'll be in for at least 10 minutes. Emergency exit on the north wall, if needed. After 10 minutes, you can leave whenever you want. Record is 47 minutes. Absolutely no pressure. What's the maximum time allowed, sir? He asked, blink. For eyes. Nobody had ever asked that. 8 hours technically, but that's theoretical. Nobody's ever lasted more than 47 minutes. 8 hours exist to satisfy bureaucracy. Got it. 8 hours maximum. Reeves nodded. Cadet, you're not seriously. I'll do my best, sir, he said. And he walked into the chamber before I could stop him. The door sealed with a hiss. I watched him through the observation window. He found the emergency release, noted its location, then sat cross-legged in the center. Calm. Ready. My assistant, a young Brexian named Pelix, said, approaching. Is that the human cadet? From Earth. Unfortunately, yes, I muttered, initiating stage 1. Stage 1. Gentle, relatively speaking. Temperature barely uncomfortable. Lights dimmed and pulsed to cause unease. Subtle whispers, distant screams. Reeves closed his eyes. Is he meditating? Pelix asked. Apparently, I said, checking the biometric readouts. His heart rate was dropping. Calm, steady, stage 2, hallucinogens. Temperature swings. Sounds grew louder. Visual distortions. Paranoia. Trauma triggers. Reeves? Eyes closed. Breathing steady. Heart rate stable. 10 minutes passed. This is unusual, Pelix whispered. Stage 3 was next, the level where most cadets broke. Hallucinations vivid, horrifying, indistinguishable from reality. Sonic generators attacking the inner ear. Extreme temperatures. Rotting smells. Trauma scenarios tailored to him. Earth burning. Voices screaming. Phantom pains. Reeves shifted once, then relaxed. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Vital signs calm. Brain waves and sleep patterns. Deep, restful sleep, impossible. Every system functioning perfectly. Chamber at stage 3 intensity. And the human cadet? Sleeping. Stage 4. Almost never used. Reserved for elite special forces, the kind of intensity that could permanently break a mind if used improperly. The chamber responded immediately. Reality itself seemed meaningless. Walls vanished, replaced by endless voids or crushing claustrophobic spaces. Temperature swings became agonizing. Sounds reached unbearable levels. Hallucinogens conjured cosmic horrors beyond description, nightmares that attacked the very sense of self. Reeves? He shifted slightly, adjusting his sitting position, then lay down, arm as a pillow, and closed his eyes. Calm, comfortable. 47 minutes. The old record was tied. 48, 50, 60, 90 minutes. Word spread fast. Other instructors, cadets, even maintenance staff gathered around the observation window. They'd never seen anything like this. The human was sleeping. Commander Relic, the facility director, pushed through the crowd. Massive, tank-like thoraxian, natural armor, and weapons capable of tearing steel. What is the meaning of this? He demanded. Sir, I said, staring at the readings. Cadet Reeves has been in the chamber for 93 minutes. Stage 4 intensity. He's asleep. Relic's compound eyes widened. Silence fell. Every display, every emitter in the room was working at full capacity, designed to psychologically crush trained soldiers. And Reeves? Calmly sleeping. Pelix whispered. What do we know about human neurological resistance? Very little, ma'am, I admitted. Humans have only been part of the Alliance for 3 years. Data is preliminary. Hours passed. 2, 3. The crowd grew. Cadets from other programs, instructors, even visiting personnel came to see the impossible sight. Inside, the chamber threw every conceivable terror at him. Visions of destruction, collapsing cities, screams of his own species. Yet he slept 0.5 hours, 37 minutes. Reeves woke, sat up, stretched like he'd been napping in his own bunk, and calmly walked to the emergency release. Good morning, sir, he said to me, as if nothing extraordinary had happened. Is there a bathroom nearby? I really need to pee. For a long moment, the room was silent. Shocked, confused, awestruck. Third door on the left, Pelix finally pointed out. Reeves smiled, nodded, and walked off. Commander Relic, still processing the event, turned to me. That human just slept for 5.5 hours in a chamber designed to break minds. Is this normal? Yes, sir, I said. Apparently so. Even the uniform hadn't wrinkled. He'd slept better in the torture chamber than most of us did in our own beds. Humans. I realized then there were going to be a problem, a deeply unsettling, incomprehensible problem, and that was before we discovered the reason. After the chamber incident, I found myself in Commander Relic's office with Dr. Sinera, head of xenobiology. She was a Phylaxian, her body crystalline, refracting light into beautiful patterns. Right now, her colors flickered orange. Confused, frustrated, amazed. I've reviewed human sleep physiology extensively, she said, her voice musical like wind through crystal. Cadet Reeves' performance should be impossible. Relic leaned back in his reinforced chair, massive plates shifting with barely contained disbelief. Humans evolved on a planet with predators, dangerous wildlife, harsh conditions. Their sleep is typically light, easily disrupted. Yet he slept through stage 4. Sinera pulled up holographic displays of Earth's ecosystem, predators, extreme environments, hostile conditions, urban chaos. Humans from tough backgrounds develop an ability to sleep through almost anything, she explained as I rubbed my compound eyes. So you're saying it's environmental adaptation? Partly, Sinera said, turning thoughtful blue. 3 possibilities. 1. Reeves has a rare neurological condition. 2. Humans have hidden capabilities we don't yet understand. 3. His personal history shaped him for this exact scenario. I muttered, Option 1, please. Let it be option 1. There's only one way to find out, Relic said firmly. We need to interview him. Kelvin, bring Cadet Reeves to interrogation room 3. Sinera, prepare a full neurological scan. 20 minutes later, Reeves sat across from us. Fresh, alert, calm. Breakfast eaten, bathroom taken care of, cheerful as if nothing had happened. Cadet Reeves, Relic began, voice rumbling like distant thunder. You lasted 5 hours and 37 minutes in the torture resistance chamber, asleep. This breaks the previous record by nearly 5 hours. Can you explain? I just slept, sir. Was I supposed to do something else? I felt my feeding tendrils twitch. The chamber attacks psychology, creates hallucinations, extreme discomfort. Most species can't even stay still, let alone sleep. Yeah, I noticed, Reeves said. Temperature swings, weird noises, visuals. But honestly, sir, wasn't worse than my apartment back in Detroit. There was a pause, a long, stunned silence that he explained. Thin walls, broken heating, constant noise from neighbors, construction, arguments. I worked double shifts at a factory, he added. I had to sleep whenever I could. You just learn to tune everything out and crash hard. Sinara's colors shifted to a shocked purple. Relic's mandibles clicked in thought. You're telling me, I asked slowly, that growing up in chaotic conditions trained you to sleep through a chamber designed to destroy minds? Basically, sir, he nodded. I've dealt with worse. My brain just ignored it and focused on sleeping. What about the hallucinations? Sinera pressed. The chamber makes vivid, terrifying visions meant to break you. Reeves shrugged. I'm used to weird dreams. I figure it was part of the test. I focused on sleeping. You ignored concentrated psychological warfare. Greg, another instructor, asked flatly. Yes, sir. I treated it like a dream and slept through it. Relic leaned back, exoskeleton creaking. Cadet Reeves, any special training? Technique? Medications? No, sir. Regular academy training. Nothing special. Sinera ran the neurological scan. Sensors mapped brain activity. Completely normal, she said, color shifting to confused purple. No abnormalities, enhancements, nothing unusual. Boringly typical human. I stared. So, this is just how humans work. Possibly, Relic said grimly. We need more research. After the interview and neurological scan, Commander Relic contacted Earth's military liaison, Commander Relic of the Galactic Military Academy. He said into the communication console, I need information on human sleep patterns and environmental adaptation. On the screen appeared Captain Williams, Earth officer. Tired eyes, gray hair, voice full of quiet disbelief. One of your cadets? She asked. Marcus Reeves. Slept 5.5 hours in our torture resistance chamber, Relic explained. The chamber is designed to break enemy combatants. Record was 47 minutes. Can you explain? Captain Williams laughed. Not polite laughter. Deep, unstoppable laughter. Detroit? She repeated, wiping tears from her eyes. Of course. That explains everything. Reeves had compared the chamber to his old apartment. Broken heating, thin walls, constant noise, chaos everywhere. Williams explained, humans from tough urban environments develop what she called resilience. Not trained, she said, just surviving, refusing to quit. Humans conquer sleep anywhere. Trenches, combat zones, freezing mountains, sweltering deserts, even during artillery fire. Function despite chaos. That's what you're seeing. I felt my feeding tendrils twitch again. So the chamber didn't break him because he's adapted to chaos, Williams finished. Humans from difficult conditions learn to ignore distractions, pain, and fear. Persistence incarnate. Stubborn refusal. That's human survival. Relic's massive shoulders shifted. If one human can do this, how many more could? Sonara's crystalline form flickered thoughtful. We need to review all human cadets, backgrounds, upbringing, environmental exposure. And, Relic said, turning to me, we need to redesign the torture resistance evaluation. If humans can sleep through our systems, our methods are obsolete. I swallowed. What if humans are fundamentally different, sir? Then we adapt, he said firmly. Just like they do. Over the next few days, word of Reeves' performance spread. Other cadets requested permission to attempt the chamber, especially humans. Most were denied for safety, but the myth of human endurance was now legend that I watched Reeves later in the training yard. Running exercises with a mixed-species tactical squad. Rexian scout, Thoraxian heavy weapons, Prelian medic. Calm, efficient, coordinated. Not a hint of fatigue or stress that I approached him. Cadet Reeves? A question. In the chamber, did you feel afraid? He wiped sweat from his brow. I felt it, sir. But fear and control are different. The chamber tried to make me panic. I've been scared before, uncomfortable before. The best response is breathe, wait, rest. Simple. Simple. I asked. Yes, sir. Though it tried hard, he said, shrugging. Some hallucinations were creative, but I knew they weren't real. I knew I was safe. I was tired, so I slept. And if it had been real, I'd still do my best to rest. Panic doesn't help. Fear doesn't help. Sleep helps. Always has, always will. I stared at this ordinary human from Detroit and realized something profound. The galaxy spent millennia designing complex methods to break minds. Humans didn't fight the system. They ignored it, refused to let fear, pain, or even torture control them. Thank you, cadet, I said. He jogged back to his unit. Calm, composed, completely ordinary. 3 months later, the Galactic Military Academy had completely redesigned the torture resistance program. The chamber still existed, but protocols were modified. Humans could no longer be treated like every other species. Their ability to ignore chaos had rewritten the rules. A new course was added. Human endurance and persistent psychology, mandatory for all command track students, regardless of species. Cadet Marcus Reeves graduated top of his class in survival training. Academics, average. Mental fortitude, legendary. Commendation for exceptional psychological resilience. Earned with the same calm, composed expression he had when stepping out of the chamber. During graduation, Commander Vell gave a speech about adaptation, resilience, and understanding unique ally capabilities. No explicit mention of the chamber incident, but everyone knew exactly what he meant. After the ceremony, I found Reeves alone under the Academy's transparent dome, staring at the stars. Big galaxy out there, cadet, I said, approaching him. Yes, sir, he nodded. Lots to see. Lots to do. Are you nervous about your first assignment? He smiled slightly. A little, sir. But if I could sleep through your torture chamber, I can handle whatever the galaxy throws at me. Remarkably confident, I said. With respect, sir, he replied. I'm from Detroit. The galaxy's got nothing on Detroit. I believed him. The final report I submitted to Galactic Command became official policy. When evaluating species for psychological resistance, consider environmental background and adaptive capabilities. Sophistication does not equal effectiveness. Sometimes the best defense against psychological warfare is simply a stubborn refusal to let anything, fear, pain, chaos, or even torture, interrupt your basic needs. Humans, I concluded, were terrifying not for strength or intellect, but for sheer willpower. The torture resistance chamber had broken every species in the galaxy, except one. And that species? Took a nap that I closed my datapad and leaned back. The galaxy would have to get used to humans because they weren't going anywhere except maybe to bed.